welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Dyme LaShawn, and we back at it again. If this is your first time here, welcome, come on in. However, if you already know what's what, then you're probably already a part of the babe gang, and so no further introduction is needed. Today we're gonna do something super cute, super fun. We're gonna have a little chit chat. I'm actually going to be utilizing a FlexiRod hack that I saw on YouTube. I cannot remember her name at the moment, but I did this hack maybe about 3 days ago. Loved the results, so I'm gonna do it again because baby, it's been super humid here and my hair was like all over my head after I did the curls because I didn't put enough product. And so I'm going to be doing it over again today, showing you guys what I did, and then we're gonna have a little chit chat. I combed my hair out and I just put it into some twists earlier today. I really had an ush bush going on, guys, like real bad. Like it was, you know how you like take your hair out of like a twist out and it's kind of like still got some curls going on in it, but then it's like the rest is like frizz. That was your girl. The jig was up. In the tutorial, she pretty much had it like parted in 4. So you're doing a 4-section joint, and then you're going to end up making a part in each 4. So each, like, it's going to turn from 4 to 8, really. You know, just a little math for the math girl. But you're going to be only using about, I think only using about the 8 flexies. I was fascinated when I saw her do that. I was like, oh baby, I'm not even discouraged, because one thing about me is if it looked like it's too much work, I don't want to do it. So when I did my original set, I did it with these flexies, this size. I don't know what size these flexies are. I've had them for years, maybe only used them a handful of times. This is 6, so this is 3 and this is 3. And so I bought another pack. So in my last set, I bantu knotted the front. So whatever hair was left over, I bantu knotted it, because the bantu knot result is very, very similar to the FlexiRod result. So if you were wondering, hey girl, I only got a couple flexies, is there any substitution that I can make? Yes, you can bantu knot it. Just make sure you use equal sections of hair, because if you do not, your bantu knot curls will be very tight and the rest of them will be very loose, because that is the result that the flexi gives you. I might be doing my bigger ones at the bottom and my tighter ones at the top, so that we can get, you know, a little cohesiveness. As far as product, I have a little water bottle in case I need a little bit of moisture. I have some bio silk in case I need to get a little, you know, a little shank today. And then I have a the product that the young lady used on her tutorial. Now I think the light is kind of impeding on what we have going on here, so I'm just going to tilt it like this. And this is the Lotta Body coconut and shea oils curl milk. It says curl and style milk. It is very nice product. Okay, I didn't put enough, but it is a very nice product. It did not make my hair hard. It definitely is a milk. Okay, boom. As you can see, my hair is already in some parts here. A couple more parts than probably look like they're needed, but I will explain. I have already parted my hair in the sections that I kind of already gave you guys. Your sections of 4 will each be divided in half. I've already done that. And so what you see is half of that block of 4. We're going to take this twist out and I'm going to show you the hack that I saw from that young lady's page. So you see how it's already like split in 2 pieces, these 2 pieces of hair. I'm going to make sure that it's even. I'm going to go ahead and comb my hair out a little bit. Okay. A few things while I am getting my part going on. And you do not have to be this cute going in with a comb and doing it, but I just felt like I needed that. You know, you just feel like you need something. A few things. I would not recommend doing this method with your hair wet. If you have natural hair and you do not plan on sitting under a dryer for long periods of time, I will tell you that the more water in your hair, the longer. So just keep that in mind. All right, so now that we have our hair together, what the hack said was to bend the FlexiRod like this into like a little cute little horseshoe. Dang, girl, beat yourself up, why don't you? Okay, and so I need to put product. I already had a nice amount from the first time I did it. So this is what I have going on over here. I would definitely recommend getting the ends and things together. I'm kind of like mixing a little bit of like water in my hand with the product so that I can reactivate whatever is in there. If you want more defined curls, more product is needed. Depending on the type of hair you have. And yeah, make sure everything is saturated and good. And so then you take the flexi. Remember I said I wanted to put the bigger flexis at the bottom, and you do this. Let me make sure you guys can see. And at the end, because my hair likes to get a little unruly at the ends, what I found works best is if I add a little bit of extra product. Hope you guys can see the little extra product, and then I kind of seal my ends with the extra product. Okay, and then from there I pinch it with the flexi. Okay, so that's what we're doing, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm squirting a little water in my hand just to activate what I just put in my hair. So we're gonna do it again. If you want a more tame base, and when I say tame base, meaning like at the top of your head, if you have more fluff, because my hair is, you know, thick and wavy and all of that, I would say position your FlexiRod so that it can be tighter against the base, so that your hair will be flatter. However, if you're going for the bigger look, I wouldn't worry about it too much. And so with one flexi, we've done one portion of the hair. I'm going to do that same thing on the other side. I hope you guys were able to really see that, because your girl is not really good at tutorials, but I really enjoyed this and wanted to share for anyone who might be venturing out into their natural hair journey or wanting to wear their natural hair out more like me. And yeah, so boom. In the meantime, let's chat. I want to say how important it is for you guys to truly decide who you want to be and why, and what moves you and why, and what certain things mean to you. Because I think a large part of imposter syndrome is feeling like you don't deserve, or like, who are you to want something? And I think that comes from low self-esteem, and I think that comes from not being clear on who you are and what you need and what you're gonna do and why you're gonna do it, you know? And so I think if we get super clear about who we are and why we're doing what we're doing and what our why is, and getting very clear on all of those things that really make up who we are, or who we want to be rather, a lot of this stuff won't be so hard. And not only will it not be so hard, a lot of the drama and a lot of the negativity that comes along with trying to reinvent yourself and trying to clean your spaces up and trying to do certain things, wouldn't be so tricky. There's that. Figure out your why, your what, your who, and all the rest of that. Because I feel like that's the first step in really figuring out what the hell you're doing, right? So side note, what I did was I made my section smaller as I got to the front, because I feel like I have a lot more hair in the front. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but I just feel like I have more hair in the front. So instead of doing this section with one flexi like I did the back, I'm going to do a flexi for each section. So that's what I'm doing. If you're like, hold on, your section's got a little weird, that's what's happening. And as you guys can see, your hair will curl easily with just a little product and some longevity of a position, because that position has just simply been there for maybe 4 hours. Maybe. I need you guys to really realize that the people you spending time with play a large role in how, you know, a lot of things play out. And so protecting your peace and protecting your space is super important as well. Super important. Because your boundaries and the boundaries that you know, stick to, baby, they're how you protect yourself. And you know how, like, Erykah Badu said, you know, keep in mind that I'm an artist because I'm sensitive about my shit. Like, oh, I'm sensitive about my shit. I'm definitely putting my little artist brush on the life that I am building and the life that I am creating and illustrating over myself. And I can't be playing crazy with people who don't align. Let's just be clear. And I wouldn't recommend any of you dealing with people or dealing with, you know, things that don't align with your grand scheme. You know what I mean? And that's why it's important to ask yourself what is what? You know, what means what for you? Because that's how you're going to not, it's going to give, I don't give a F when it comes down to having to leave people or things alone. Because you're going to be so dead set on your grand vision that you're not going to have time to coddle anyone or stick around for anyone that is in your way. Because you'll know your way and you'll know what you need. And when I say you know your way, you might not always know what to do when you need to do it, but eventually you will. And some people are blockers. And in order to stay on that path where you're clear, and in order to stay on that path where you'll be able to, mind you, I'm leaving this space out because we're going to put the smaller flexis, remember? In your path to be able to stay clear, you're going to need to be aware of what's going on. And the only way you're going to really know what's going on is if you start with you. So that's my bit on that. I really know from experience that if you're not careful with knowing where your behind is, and when I say that, I mean knowing what you got going on and knowing who may or may not be a threat to your overall alignment. If you don't have any awareness of that, you're already in harm's way. And harm doesn't have to be bodily harm or physical harm in any way. Harm can be psychological harm. Harm can be harming your trajectory. Harming can be holding you up, wasting your time, because baby, time is the most expensive thing we operate on. It's the most expensive currency. So I need to definitely make sure we have that conversation. And when Diamond, why are you talking about that? Why you say that? What made you say that? Because I'm seeing a lot of women accepting crumbs. And when I say crumbs, I mean crumbs. There are a lot of women that are just accepting men as they come. Accepting people as they come. And this is for anyone. With whatever sexual preference you subscribe to, whatever you're into, whatever interests you when it comes to the same or opposite sex. One thing I will say to you is it is not a good idea to accept what someone gives you because you don't think you can get better, or because you just want that person so bad you'll settle. It's like wanting your dream car but not being able to afford your dream car, so you go get a lemon that looks like your dream car but it doesn't really drive. Who would do that, right? And we have to really look into those scenarios. We have to really look into our whys when it comes to that. You see how we coming back to that point? Because you'll end up in those spaces where you'll be like settling. And then you'll be mad at the world on the net talking about how men ain't this and men ain't that. Or if you're delusional, you'll be making it seem like it's one way with a person and it ain't. Just so that you don't look crazy. Y'all. That's not no life for anyone to live. That is not a life for the girls and the guys watching this channel. It's not a life for you. It's not a life for you because you don't lack anything. So why would you accept someone who doesn't really fit your criteria, doesn't really make you happy? And by all means, I'm not telling you to go out here and say, oh, well, I feel like I deserve a person with, you know, $1 million in a bank and a 750 credit score, and I haven't even tried to do anything to better myself in any of my financial situations. I deserve that and I'm gonna go get it. I'm not telling you to be crazy. I mean, maybe I am telling you to be crazy, but I'm telling you to go for something that really makes you feel alive and really makes you feel seen and really makes you feel worthy. Because you should already feel worthy, because you're worthy just for being here, right? I'm telling you to get some things and involve yourself in some things that align with the things and the life and the desires that you have for yourself. Don't be settling with no people that make you feel like crap just because you want to have somebody around. Not on my watch. Because what is wrong, what is so wrong with spending time with yourself that you're willing to accept somebody else at their lackluster meter just so you can have someone around? You deserve more. I'm here to tell you that you, yes, you deserve more. Believe in yourself a little bit more. Investigate things a little bit more. Pay attention a little bit more. Set your standards according to the person you are working on yourself to be. That's what I'm trying to say. I want you to be a little bit crazy. I want you to think a little bit up out of the box, you know, when it comes to the guys and the other people and the guys and girls that you will date. I want you to think outside of the box. I want you to say, well, I want a man that does this, and this is the kind of man that I want. And then you know what I want you to do? I want you to work on yourself so well, and I want you to believe in yourself so much from doing the hard work on yourself that when you meet that person you feel is your dream person, when you meet that person you feel is the person you have always wanted, you'll be prepared for that person. And you won't accept less than what you require. Because I don't believe any of you guys should settle. Settle? No. And let's also be clear, when it comes to settling, it's not about money. Because a lot of women will say, oh, I want a man who, you know, is rich and, you know, is gonna fly me out places and buy me bags and do all the rest of these things. But then they will forget that they didn't ask for understanding. They didn't ask for a partner who is gracious. They didn't ask for a partner who is loving. They didn't ask for a partner who is a good family man. They didn't ask for a gentle man. They just asked for a rich one. So whatever they get, apply your pronouns as it fits. And so I want you to think about what that person looks like, what your person looks like for you in the grand scheme of things, and not just in terms of what social media is telling you that you should want. And not just in the sense of asking for a person because you want to look a certain way in front of others. I want you guys not to settle. I want you guys to pick people that make sense overall for yourselves. And I want you guys to leave people alone that do not align with the person you want to be and the person you're working to be, even if you don't feel like you're yet that person. It's important because your self-esteem depends on it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'm gonna finish these twists, well, these FlexiRods rather, and I will be back to show you what they look like when they're done. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video so far, and I'll see you in a bit. So guys, this is the finished product. This is the very next day. It is, what time is it? It's 12:51. I have taken my FlexiRods out about an hour ago. I did not sit under any dryer, any heat, or anything to set these curls. They 100% air dried. I really just, after I put my rods in, I put a bonnet on, and I went to my son's school to get him, brought him back home, and kept that bonnet situation on overnight up until about an hour ago, hour or two ago now, and took them down. This is the finished result. You can see that the product kept my hair super smooth, and it's in its natural state in the root, so you guys can see what it's giving up there, and compare your hair texture. But I think this is something that could work for all hair textures, as long as you get a product that works for you and FlexiRods that work for your hair length and size that you're going for. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. All right, and I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know if you guys like content like this. Bye.